Hey guys, how's it going? It's Addy. Um, I just wanted to take this time to talk about how today, which is the 31st of January, is about Let's Talk. And it's about mental health, pretty much, right? And, I do feel living in Canada, we've come a long, long way from the stigma that came with mental health. I know for one, when I was a child, I would see people, right? Um, Presumably, they were suffering from either anxiety or depression, and probably acting erratically. And I used to think to myself, wow, these people are mad. It was only much later on, like maybe 15, 20 years later on, where I myself started suffering from anxiety and depression that, things really took a drastic change. And, as I've grown older, right, I'm going to be 30 in a couple of days. It's really made me feel a lot more responsible about, how me suffering from anxiety and depression, I have to really do my best to help those. Just, and it really doesn't have to be through a grand gesture, but just letting people know that, you're not alone. And it may seem cliche, right? It may seem, okay, there's so many other people doing it. But honestly, the one thing I did learn from anxiety and depression is that um, you really don't have to fight it. In a sense, if it's a part of you, just let it be. You know, I feel the key to beating anything like that is just being who you are, accepting who you are as a person. Warts and all. Right? It took me a long time to get to that point. Um, I used to be the kind of guy, personally, and I still think a great deal of me is. I like making people happy. I like pleasing people, and that kind of was a shadow, right? I stopped looking at myself, um, and I feel like a great deal of that kind of contributed to my anxiety. I would make mistakes with people, and I think, oh my gosh, you know, even though sometimes yes, the mistakes were warranted, right? But then in some cases, I was standing up for myself, and I would think, oh my gosh, um, did I do the right thing? Did I do the wrong thing? In saying that. But honestly, I feel like you have to be, if you're suffering from mental health or depression, right? You have to be sure of what you consider are your core principles, your morals, right? And that's something that only you will know, either through experience or I'd like to think a fair amount of people have a good understanding of what's right and wrong, right? But there's a lot of gray, as I figured out. Now, as long as you can accept yourself for who you are, right, and be willing to work with the gray, um, I feel that's really what matters. Not everyone's gonna like you. I mean, you could be a saint. I mean, you know, great people were brought down. Despite the fact that they try to do good. I mean, you've got Mahatma Gandhi, you've got Martin Luther King Jr., you've got, I mean, if you want to go religiously, Jesus Christ, right? I'm not likening myself to any of those people. They're great, far more greater than me, than I could ever be. But I do think that a great, important key to you battling your demons is just accepting who you are, right? And just trying to do what you feel is right. And considering that, you've got the right concept of, or you've got a good concept of what's morally acceptable, right? But yeah, honestly, once that happens, I just feel it makes a lot of things so much easier. So, yeah, I mean, anyone out there who's listening to this, who's taking their time to listen to this and see me for someone who's just out there to help in my own way, right? Try to make the world a little bit better, right? Just one step at a time. Um, it's okay to be who you are, right? And just take it a day at a time. Just inch it out. I'm in this with you, and I really hope that one fine day we all can just look at anyone, right, regardless of where they're from and what they're feeling, except especially that, and just accept them, because honestly, cliche as it sound, love really makes the world go round. Okay, thanks. Have a wonderful day.